Brooklyn Independent Television.
Remember the Lords of Brooklyn, big hip-hop group, Mike Kaves McLeer. Pretty famous guys. Well, anyway, he took all that experience in hip-hop, and now he's making tattoos here. He's got a retail store, and he's got a tattoo store. 93rd Street, 3rd Avenue, Bay Ridge. Let's take a look.
I'm Kaves from the Lordz of Brooklyn, and we're in my tattoo shop called Brooklyn Made Tattoo. We go back quite a way. Right down the block was an old club, Ernie Barry's, where my brother started DJing at with a DJ Frankie Bones. We started throwing parties there in the late 80s, and we would bring hip-hop bands into this neighborhood. And back then, mostly disco acts and rock groups, but hip-hop was growing, and we started out as graffiti artists, and then we started promoting this club. And I brought Public Enemy there, Big Daddy Kane, KRS, and I had the, I definitely had the fever. And we started a rap group called the Lordz of Brooklyn, and we've been holding it down. We had our first record, major release, came out in 1995, called All in the Family. Moderate success. We had a song called Saturday Night Fever as a homage to our neighborhood. We've been touring ever since, put out a few records, been on Conan O'Brien, toured the world, been around the world a few times, and wherever you go, people love Brooklyn, Brooklyn respected by all.
When Brooklyn people see the heartache and pain, we speak the truth, you can hear it in our slang. Every wrinkle on our face got a story to tell. We working class, working hard as hell.
And I had a few shops years ago. One was the first hip-hop graffiti shop called BMP Lines. So years later, we decided to put our flag back into the ground. I still live in the neighborhood where I grew up. My kids still go to the school where I went to. We decided to open up a shop called Made in Brooklyn, where you can get our art and apparel, anything Brooklyn, made in Brooklyn. I started tattooing about 8 years ago. From the graffiti art and from my paintings, people wanted to get tattooed by me. And I loved the art. And I just love promoting, Brooklyn. So back in the day, there was a famous tattoo artist in our neighborhood. He's still here, Mikey Tattoos. He was like a neighborhood celebrity, and I loved the script Brooklyn he would do on people. And so I picked up a tattoo machine a few years back and started tattooing. So I've done hundreds of Brooklyn tattoos and light posts with sneakers hanging from them, just like, reminiscent from when we were young, playing stickball in the street or whatever it is. And I still do it today. I built this social club environment for people to come hang out and get a bit of Brooklyn, a bit of Bay Ridge. We restored it like an old school barber shop, old school social club, or fountain soda shop like Hinch's in our neighborhood, or Narrows. We love the old nostalgic Brooklyn, we're old souls, I guess. You could tell by the jukebox. We still play 45. Yeah. These days, Brooklyn's very hip, right? But to us, it's always been hip, and people are proud to come from Brooklyn because it's a working class neighborhood, a lot of heartache and pain, but a lot of celebration of success stories that came out of Brooklyn. People, they're proud of their neighborhood, and tattooing is something that's very personal. I do a lot of memorials. I do a lot of Brooklyn, themed tattoos. When you come from this neighborhood, it's almost sometimes all you have. So why not represent, I had a very supportive mother that definitely was open-minded, and it didn't matter what you were or what color you were. It was a respect thing. You're having respect for people. They're going to have respect back for you. And she was open-hearted, and she thought whatever we dreamt of, we could do. So if it was singing and dancing or writing graffiti, to some would frown upon that. But at the time, it was just a positive outlet. People looked at it negative, but there was something positive in there that she recognized and was supportive about, especially in the early 80s in Brooklyn. A lot of bad stuff going on. So painting something to make a brighter picture or something, she didn't find no harm in that. So when it came to the music, hip hop was our rock and roll. She was supportive, and we didn't, it was our dream. Fuse, a friend of mine, and myself put together a little documentary about the Lords of Brooklyn, about the the band and the trials and tribulations. So I had 30 seconds of it, and I played it for them, and they fell in love with it. They seen my kids, they seen the story, and they felt like there was a TV show there, and they asked if we could produce and direct a TV show, 10 episodes over the summer, which we were like, yeah, why not? We do our own music videos, how hard could it be? I tell you, we busted our butt on that, and luckily, over the years, we documented through press and through pictures and through video of what went on with us, and we were able to combine that to what, how we were back in the neighborhood trying to raise our own family years after all of this, and they felt like it was a good New York story. From there, it played on MSG, and Fuse picked it up, so it had an 8-part series. We have a designer, David Steele. He makes a handmade fedoras, and we put a little silver Lordz of Brooklyn logo on it. Our latest collaborations with the old school brand Pony. They did a Made in Brooklyn collaboration with us. This neighborhood's been very supportive. It's family. We had an annual block party. It's nice, like I said, it's family. It's always been 3-4 generations Bay Ridge, so it's good to have support. Everybody needs a support system, and why not a whole neighborhood, right? So now we're at the Made in Brooklyn shop around the corner on 3rd Avenue, 9303 3rd Avenue. And this is where we have our apparel and artwork. You can get a custom piece of art. Or a collaboration I have here with New York. This is a skateboard deck. This is a Hayes and Kaves collaboration. Got a Brooklyn drippy tag on his sweater, Hayes on the inside. Here's our little kids' t-shirts for the babies with attitude. Our Brooklyn onesie. Some more artwork. Here's some custom old school Levi's jackets. That's the way we used to do it when we were kids. Last but not least, here's our ponies with the Made in Brooklyn logo on the front. These are the classic suede top stars. And we also sell stickball bats and Spalding. So you ready for a game of stickball? Come on down. Made in Brooklyn, Brooklyn made.
Brooklyn Independent Television on the BCAT TV network.